What's going on, Yu-Gi-Oh community? YGO Paladin back here with another locals video. We got ready, we quickly came over here. I was running a little bit late, so I didn't even do no intro back at home. So a little bit of a a little bit of an update is that we are now playing with the new list. Now last week we didn't play at all because there was no tournament, so we didn't change the deck at whatsoever. But this week we are playing with the new list, so that means that Hero Lives is at 2 and Fusion Destiny is also at 2, so easy switch out right there. I also changed the side deck and I implemented more trap cards in there with the cards like Dimensional Barrier. I also put in Summon Limit and hoping that those would work during some matches, whether it's a heavy XCs play, like maybe a PK. I don't know if Lyrlust is still around. I also put the summon limits for any decks that summon over 2, and my thought process is that I can either DPE it and another card so I can get rid of it during my turn, and or at least during the end phase. And I also put in Twin Twisters into the main deck because we have things like Skill Drain now at 3, and I just kind of worry that my cards will get shut down, and Stratos is my one that will pop back row, and since that's a monster effect, Skill Drains on the field, that's not happening whatsoever. So I did do a couple changes, and I am excited. I am excited to play. We have a little bit of a small turnout here. I already went to go pick up my OTS 17 pack. I'll open it up in a little bit, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, feeling pretty excited. I wanted to see what the what it's going to be like now that we have a Hero Lives at 2. And I do kind of want to make some other changes to the deck, but so far it's working so well, you know, so we'll see how it goes, and we'll just take it from there, and hopefully we can pick up some really good trades too. So let's get back in there and start the tournament.
You get the also, I didn't want to no, thank you. Bro. Round one.
Hey everybody, we just finished up round 3, and I was not able to record in between rounds because it literally took the whole entire matchups the time to do any type of video. So I'm doing it now, trying to talk about what happened. So for round 1, we went against Subterrors, and it was refreshing seeing that deck, man. I used to play that back in the day. I still like that deck, and today was like a nostalgic trip, and I'll talk a little bit more about that when I get to game 3. But for round 1, my opponent was playing Guru. He sets up his board, and he also ends off with the Red Eyes Black Dragoon. Now he has that field. I'm thinking, okay, how am I gonna get over this? I know Subterrors can have some negations, they could do some stuff, and I was just thinking, like, you know, I have to do something here because I have to try to get over Dragoon because he does the negation. So I'm like, I have some pretty good cards in my hand. I do have combos, and I was just have to like try to bait out my opponent. I don't know which one I'm going through, but I'm going through my combos, and I'm just like waiting, like, which one is he gonna negate? What's he gonna negate? This and that. And I don't know if he has Subterra Fiendus in his hand. And so after a while, I do set up my board, and I was able to just pop off and just attack after so much damage, like, because I already baited out his Dragoon by the time I was able to go into my plays, and I set up a good board presence, and I just had I just went to and attacked for like massive damage, and it was just game right there. So that was really cool. That was really nerve-wracking just because I've tried to get over that Dragoon, and I don't know if he has any other negations. Now for round 2, my opponent, he sets up pretty good. I can't remember what happened, but essentially he has some pretty good interactions with my deck, and it was kind of hard. It was difficult to get around. Having the Guru, having the Cave Clash to just book my monsters face down, it didn't really help me out whatsoever. So by the end of that round, by the end of that game, he did get game 2. So I was like, you know what? He stacks up all these damage. He has the Subterra Final Battle to boost up Guru's attack to 3,400. I was like, yeah, this is going to be game. So let's just scoop it up, and we're going to go into game 3. So for game 3 was interesting just because, well, so essentially what happened was that we set up our boards, we were doing our plays, and what had happened was that I have Masked Hero Blast, and using its effect, I pay 500 life points to bounce back one of his face downs back to his hand. Now I keep paying these 500 life points, so I'm doing, you know, I'm losing life points. It's game 3, and we have like the clock is ticking. So he goes through, and when it comes to his turn, this is the last turn too. He is thinking, you know, what is he going to attack? No matter what he had done, I had done already enough massive damage the turn before. So even if he was able to attack with Guru with the final battle to increase Guru's attack points to 3,400. It still would not have been enough to be in a higher life points than me, so I was able to get the win after the time was called. So, you know, the time came in handy, and yeah, it was just really good. I did like doing the massive damage, and it was just really cool playing against Subterrors again. I really do enjoy that deck, and I do miss it, and he had it all. Now, for round 2, we went against Despia. Now, Despia, I've been really enjoying it a lot more, seeing people playing it, and they are definitely waiting for the All-Boss Strike Structure deck to come out in 2 months? 2 months, I think. So he was playing a version with DPE with Destiny Heroes in his deck, and it was really interesting because I never really seen people actually have those. He had the malicious, he would fusion summon into Destiny Hero Dangerous. It was cool. It was interesting. I had never really seen it like that. So he sets up his board. He does have Dangerous. He has Destiny Hero both Dangerous and Destroyer, Phoenix, Enforcer. So I'm thinking, you know, okay, so I had to be careful because of whatever he could pop. He could just try to attempt to destroy. So we were going back and forth too, because I eventually just summoned out my Stratos, get a search, and then I also had my own Fusion Destiny, so I could do DPE. I summoned out DPE, and we were just kind of going back and forth with destroying our own cards, our DPE, destroy, you know, etc., etc. And it was fun for a while. And so ultimately, I was just able to destroy. I summoned out Malicious Bane, destroyed all the cards, and then I was just able to just press for massive damage, and then I got game 1. Now for game 2, my opponent, he had me go first, and I set D barriers. Now, I didn't think too much about this because during his turn, he was going through, he had Fright for Patchwork, so he had a Polymerization and a Fright for card, so I was thinking, okay, I'm going to activate the D barrier when he activates Polymerization, so it can fizzle, it can't be used. This guy had a super polymerization and used my monster on the field to summon out, I can't remember what he summons out, but from that point I was just like, oh, I'm dead. You know, I'm kind of dead because it didn't even matter. If I had D-Barrier, he would have changed Super Poly just to fuse all my monsters, and then that was it. So I was able to use D-Barrier, but after it already happened, you know, so it was like, he does have the monster, he just pressed for damage, and then he summons out like, no, I think he summoned out the Despia. I think he summons out, he Super Poly, I think it's a Despia. I forgot what the name of it is. Yeah, so he had 2 of the branded dragon that burns 600 for me to activate anything. So he had that. And then when it became my turn, he had another one. He was able to use, I think, branded in red. I think that's what it's called. So he has 2 of them now. So I had to pay 1,200 life points to activate any card. I'm thinking, okay. So after a while, I just decided to scoop it up. We're going to go into game 3. So game 3, it was just like, man, just seeing the Despia deck work as it is, it just makes me excited to want to play this deck, and I just cannot wait for the All-Boss Strike Structure deck. But ultimately, I was able to get the win, and I was struggling just because I was like, man, I don't know what to like counter, because I haven't really had that much experience with Despia, and this guy was running a different kind of version of Despia, so it was really interesting. So I just did not know. I was trying to be cautious, you know, I was trying to be very cautious, and it worked out. I was able to get the win, and yeah, we were 2-0 so far, so that was really good. Round 3 was it was difficult. So what had happened was that I was playing against Lunalight Tri-Brigade. Yeah, I've not played against this deck at all. Brand new deck, but it put me so much in nostalgia, like, oh my god, I remember Lunalights. Like, yeah, the plays that were happening, yeah, I remember those plays, and they were like, today's like a trip down memory lane. Like, I'm even seeing players here that I have not seen in a while, and it's cool. Today's a really good day. I enjoy these types of tournaments, these kind of days. Now, my opponent just popped off, man. He popped off, and he just summons out Apollosa with 3 negates, and I'm like, okay, let me see what I could draw. I have nothing but monsters, and they all get negated. So no matter what happened, they got negated. So like literally after his monster went to 0, he negated my Bion. So what happened was that I just went to the battle phase, and he did have a set Tri-Brigade Revolt. So I just went to the battle phase, I attacked with Bion to his 0 attack Apollosa. He let it go through, and I was just like, you know, I'm gonna activate a Honest Neos here, burn to increase him by 2,500 so I can inflict 3,500 with the damage. Like, that did anything. And he just activates, like, you know, the Tri-Brigade Revolt later at the end phase, and just pops off, and then during his turn he kills me. That's it. All the damage that happened right there. I just could not do anything. That Apollosa was just it was so nerve-wracking right there. I had nothing to negate it. No imperm, no nothing. Now for game 2, I make my opponent go first, thinking that I can draw some hand traps or something like that, because I put in Artifact Lancius, I put in Nibiru's, and I didn't see jack. I didn't see nothing, and my opponent pops off again, and he ends with like the Apollosa with 3 negates, and I'm like, Jesus. I'm not gonna do anything with this at all, because my hand consisted of monsters that can only be normal summoned and get an effect. I had no extenders, I had no Ferris, I had nothing. I even drew a malicious. I had Fusion Destiny, but that proved to be nothing because my opponent was able to banish it, and because he had an Apollosa with negations, he negated the effect of my monster before I can even try to change or destroy a card. It didn't matter. He banished my DPE, and then when it became his turn, he just went for the full board OTK kill, and I was just like, Luna Lights. I was like, yeah, but it was fun. It was interesting, and now I get a like broader perspective of like Luna Light Tri Brigade, and it's really fun. I think it's actually a really cool deck, and like I said, the trip down memory lane was really cool. But man, that was a difficult matchup, and I do not know why I did not put in Dark Ruler no more, but it didn't matter because I didn't draw a single freaking side card, so I don't think I would have drawn it anyway. So like, it is what it is. So now we are 2-1. We're currently waiting for round 4 to start, and yeah, so far it's so good. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying the deck, and I don't know. I might do some changes again. I'm not entirely sure, but I do like the deck right now, how it is. Maybe I'll add some actual hand traps into the main deck, and I don't know, we'll do something a little bit different. Maybe replace the effect veilers with maybe Ash Blossom. I don't know. I'll just have to think about it. But let's get back in there and try to pick up some good cards up there and conversate with some friends. I don't think I'm gonna. For the last round of the tournament, I'm going against my friend Juan, who we call Bird here at Locals. And earlier in the day, I was trying to figure out, like, you know, like, what is he playing? And he told me he was playing just a mix and match of cards, and I didn't know what he meant by that. But as you guys will see here, this deck actually has like no really, like, it's not like restricted to an archetype or like a game style play, so we're just gonna call this like a miscellaneous combo deck. And you guys will see that he does actually pop off with some combo plays, going into like the Cherubini, using its effect to send the Enchantress to the graveyard to get the spell card that lets you summon out a token, a adventurer token, sorry. And then he also has that Faithful Adventurer, and he's been able to, I believe he does add Griffin. I'm not entirely sure, actually I don't think he does yet, but yeah, he's still comboing off here, and I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, he does have the Griffin in his hand now. Yeah, special summons out the Griffin, summons out Dagda. He activates Fusion Destiny, but I do have the effect Veiler to negate Dagda's effect, so he can't set Scythe, but he still summons out the DPE, you know, so that's actually really cool. Now I'm like infinite impermanence during what did I infinite impermanence? I think I did Griffin or something like that. And so it becomes my turn. I summon out the Ferris, but it triggers off the effect of Dagda, but I have no choice. I don't really have anything else to really kind of play right now. But I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I had the Fusion Destiny. I did have Fusion Destiny first, but I was like, which one do I want to go with? I don't want to, you know, get negated or something like that. So it is what it is. But so I go into my own DPE, and he has a DPE as well. So his set face down is the Scythe, and you know, I'm just going into destroying his monster. And then he also destroys his artifact Scythe with his own DPE, so he summons that out onto the field. So now I am not able to go into my extra deck, which sucks really badly. So I'm here, I'm just trying to figure out what the heck am I gonna play, what am I gonna do, what are my follow-ups. Okay, so I'm gonna pass it, and then send my phase. I bring out my own DPE, and then my opponent summons out the Junk Forwarder, I believe. I think he summoned it, or he's going to use Enchantress, Banish to get another one of the spell that summons out a token, and then he summons out the Adventurer token. And I'm like kind of debating, like, do I DPE this right now or not? Because he has Faithful Adventurer. Faithful Adventurer could search Griffin, I think. And so I was like, yeah, I'm just going to destroy it. And I forgot what did I destroy here, actually. But, oh, I think I destroyed the token or whatever. Actually, I don't even know. But anyways, I'm like looking at this footage right now as it's being played. I'm kind of like, what the hell happened here? Anyways, my opponent just stacks up on some damage here. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And then so my opponent is searching through his deck, and he's like looking through. He's taking his time thinking of the combos he's going to want to do here. And I can't remember if he activated Small World again. Yeah, I think he did, because he's banishing Junk Forwarder. And I think he's going to get into the Rose Dragons eventually. And the Rose Dragons threw me off guard, because I actually have no idea what those cards do. I know they're seeing some kind of play, but I'm not entirely sure for what kind of plays they're doing. I really don't know. So my opponent is going to be, you know, yeah, he has the Crusadia. That's right. So Small World, he banishes the Junk Forwarder and one of the Rose Dragons, I believe. And then he adds the Crusadia monster from his deck to his hand. And then from there, normal summons that, and then he synchros into Savage Dragon, equips Dagda, and I just pass from there. I'm done. Now for game 2, my opponent goes first. I had let him go first because I was hoping to draw some hand traps. I didn't draw jack, so he's going into his usual plays with the Cherubini, sending a Enchantress. I believe he sends a Enchantress to the graveyard here. Oh no, I actually Lancia'd, so he can't use the effect of the Enchantress here, so that's actually works very fine. But he also has a Punk Engine in the deck, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is just a mixed match of cards. He's running 50 cards, by the way, so it's actually kind of interesting. And from here, my opponent is just kind of try to do some combos without the Lancia, you know, so with the Lancia on my field. So I'm sorry, under Lancia. So he summons out Needle Fiber, and he summons out I can't remember which one does he summon out. Oh, one of the Rose Dragons, that's right. Then he summons Fairy Tale Snow, synchros into 7, goes into Yazi. I think that's the name of that card. I really can't remember. But he goes into Yazi, and then he special summons out another one of the Rose Dragons, because the Rose Dragon he used to synchro summon can special summon out the other one from the deck, I think. And he has that one out. And he also has the spell card. And from there, he synchros into Barony. And I'm just like, oh, great. Then he also has the Dagda. And I tried to do Effect Veiler, but it's not going to matter. He has the Barony, so it doesn't do anything. He summons out the Anaconda, Verte Anaconda. Goes into DPE and then just proceeds to pass. And he has the Artifact Scythe, so I'm just like, oh, what am I gonna do? So I'm just like, I really can't do much, you know. So I summon out Stratos. I use its effect to get a search. And he did use Barony's effect to tribute it to summon out, I think, one of the Rose Dragons from his graveyard. I really can't remember. Now I'm thinking, you know, I'm just gonna have to add Honest Neos, because I really can't do much. I'm gonna get restricted into my extra deck, aren't I? And then I don't know why I did that, because he used DPE's effect to target to destroy cards on my field, and I mash changed to go into my my blast, and I don't get why I did that, because it gets destroyed anyways. So my opponent's just gonna go off here, and then I'm just kind of like, you know, he's gonna get this game, and I'm just gonna have to you know, just accept defeat here. So my opponent's going off, and then I'm like, yeah, just kill me, bro. And he's just going off. He's going off into Access Code Talker. And I'm like, dude, insult to injury, just wrap it up. Like, you got the game already. Just kill me. And my opponent just takes his time and goes into there, and he gets it.
And then that's like the 6th.
Alright, so cheating his way to the top, Mr. Poncho.
It was back to
We love you, bro.
I didn't even know that was Back to Duel.
Yeah, it was on the calendar.
Damn, Poncho, play for the mat, run
Second
it.
place.
Bird.
Bird.
Poncho, play for the mat, run it. Let's go.
Third, yes.
Whoop your ass.
Third place.
You're gonna beat me as soon as I through.
Jerry.
Why should we pull a break right here and be mad?
Fourth place. You got Gino.
Can we open the next for you?
Fifth place, Albert.
Thank you.
Alright, we're not that bad.
Hey, if it's a
Sixth
CR,
place, James.
you have to.
Way over in the corner. No, there's gonna be a few random things. Seventh place, Nico.
What's the best you got?
Trash ass player.
Hey. That's me we're talking about. Eighth place, Gomez.
Hey,
Alright.
I'll take the
So,
I'll take this.
random.
You get nothing, right?
No, because you got first place.
Yo, can I get a mat?
There's only one match. We're doing that one last. So, deck box. You got one? 18. David McGuire.
Sweet.
The other deck
Coming back,
box.
huh? With the deck box.
James.
Sheesh.
Water bottle.
What the fuck?
He has Yu-Gi-Oh on it or something.
Pedro.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Big old metal one.
You're actually a book player now.
Oh my god.
Now, for the one thing that everybody really wants, the random mat. Ivan.
What do I do with this?
Let me have it first.
Keep the pills in it.
I'm
Keep
gonna
the
need
pills
a
in it.
picture with
Want me to put it away?
Poncho always cheats.
So here's a better look at the playmat. I think it looks really cool. And it was also really nice that we got these field centers, at least the top 8 of us did. Got these Live Twin GG Easy, I believe is the name of this card. It's a trap card in the actual archetype. And I think it looks really cool. It's definitely going to go into my collection of field centers that I've been having ever since the premiere events actually started giving out field centers. Looks really neat. I like it. Now, today was a very fun day. I got to admit, I just enjoyed going to Paladins, seeing my friends, just conversating, dueling. You win some, you lose some. I don't really care. I just have fun playing my hero deck and just having a good time. You know, that's my Saturdays and I really do enjoy them. And I just enjoy seeing my friends and some people I have not seen in a while. I think was really cool. And I just had a blast. I just had a blast today. Now, unfortunately, my cousin Danny could not come to this tournament. He was like messaging me the day before. And I was hoping he would have, but I should have mentioned it. It was going to be a Back to Duel tournament. But even I forgot, like later when the prizes started coming out, I was like, oh shoot, it is a Back to Duel tournament. I think you guys could hear me say that in the background. But I forgot it was a Back to Duel tournament. So I was like, oh yeah, it's a Back to Duel tournament. I forgot about that. And, you know, my bad. So Danny, if you're still watching this video, I forgot to mention that. That would have been a really cool, fun event tournament. And it was sold out, by the way. There was 24 people there. There was actually some extra people there, but they had to leave because only 24 people are allowed in the back. That's where we played the game because, you know, with restrictions going on right now. That's what it was really cool. It was just really cool seeing 24 players actually be there, and majority of them stayed. They did not like hop out after losing like game 1. Like sometimes some people do that during the sneak peek, because that one's a lot different because there's only one prize, but at least for this one there's multiple prizes, as you guys saw. So it was really cool. I did enjoy the company. I did enjoy seeing my friends, dueling, and I didn't really pick up anything over there today, but maybe we will next week. I do have a better trade binder, so maybe we'll pick up some stuff next week, but I'm not really looking for anything too specific, you know. I'm just like waiting for the all boss strike structure deck. I think will be like the next deck I'll play, but other than that, I'm just having a blast with heroes and not really looking to like change the deck. Like get rid of the deck. I'm sorry, not get rid of the deck, but like swap decks and play something else, like I did with the Attic Nisters or the B Troopers, like I did in these vlogs. Like I'm sticking to heroes for quite a while, you know, so you're mostly gonna be seeing that, but maybe I will change it to like Despia branded after Fallen of a Boss structure deck comes out and play that for a little bit, but I'm still gonna maintain playing heroes as the main deck throughout the series. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about some changes I should do to the hero deck. Like I said beforehand, I think I said this before. If I didn't, my bad. But I don't want to add so many hand traps that it kind of defeats the purpose of comboing off of my deck. So that's why I only run 2 Imperms and 2 Effect Veilers. Like I took out the Ash Blossoms, I took out the three copies of like Infinite Impermanence and the 3rd copy of like Effect Veiler. I just kind of wanted to get into my combo pieces a lot quicker, you know, to try to combo off my plays, but then it kind of leaves me vulnerable to my opponent setting up a really good heavy board. Maybe I should go back to main decking Dark Ruler No More. That might be a good idea, but it's like I'd rather have Forbidden Droplets. I just cannot afford that right now. It does so much work, and I just do like it when I use it in like Master Duel, but realistically that's the only way I can actually have access to that card. I just cannot afford it in real life unless it comes out in Ghost from the Past. That would be really cool, but I don't think it would. But it would be really neat if Konami did reprint a Forbidden Droplets in Ghost from the Past, because like that's a really expensive card still, even after the very like short printed reprint that we had in Brothers of Legend. Like we need another reprint of that card. And maybe add Lightning Storm. I'm not entirely sure about that one, but maybe Harvey's Feather Duster, I can add that into the main deck. The Twin Twisters was okay, but originally my intent was to discard a card to pop 2 cards, and if I have cards in my hand that I can utilize by being sent to the graveyard, like the Shadow Mist, Malicious, or Denier, yeah, it could be very beneficial for me, but I just didn't really see too much of it, and I just didn't really do anything even when I did see it. didn't do anything at all. So I might end up cutting those and just adding in like Harpy's Feather Duster and maybe Raigeki or something. I don't even know. But Dark Ruler 1 more is looking like a really good chance to be put into the deck for next week's tournament. But I'll let you guys know when that video does come out. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm going to wrap it up here, and I really do appreciate you guys' support. If you got to the end of this video, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And let me know what other content would you guys like to see on the channel. I know I've been doing a lot of like news recaps lately, and I hope you do guys enjoy that. And I seriously am working on trying to get those a lot shorter. That way I don't drag out the video and maybe bore you guys. That's not my intent. I really do apologize if I do make them like that. But if it's like a dedicated subject that I really do like, I'm gonna talk a lot about it. But I will try to shorten those videos up for you guys so I don't bore you or like, you know, drag on the information as much like I'm dragging on this video. So I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you all in the next video.